Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of A Let's Find Out. Y'all know my name already. I'm Arnold. But today we don't have a guest. We have somebody that's supposed to be the co-host, but they finally showed up because they finally got their teeth fixed.
Yay.
And I don't mean like their teeth was. I don't mean like his teeth was broken or nothing, but he was Cardi B.
I had speech problems. You know what I mean? I had to learn how to talk all over again.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Introduce yourself. Then.
My name Cooper, aka Coop. Everybody just call me Coop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it, Big Coop. Man, come on, bro.
I was just introducing you because you've been gone. We on episode. What's this? 7? This would be 7. We'd be 7. We 7 episodes in. One of them really don't count because that was spur of the moment. So I'll give you 5. We about 5 episodes in. I finally got the extra host here. But I've been carrying us for a minute. I've been Jordaning this thing out.
Come on, you're not about to Scotty me.
I'll say I've been Steph Curry. We finally got Durant to show up. Is that better?
Yeah.
Because
I can rock with that.
I've been getting a few rings. So yeah, I'll go ahead and bring Durant to the game.
I can rock with that.
Hey, that's crazy. That's like the perfect segue for us coming back from the game, even though Steph or Durant wasn't playing in the game. We just came back from the Timberwolves game.
For sure.
What you think about the Timberwolves in the future? Where you think they headed?
Oh man, I think they're looking dangerous in the future. You know what I mean? They're about a dog away from, you know what I mean, making some noise.
Niggas ain't gonna do nothing.
I feel like the future is looking real bright for the Minnesota Timberwolves, you know.
Think so?
I really do.
I don't have no faith in them. They gotta show me better than they can tell me. You know? Like
you know, I feel like Alex Rodriguez, you know what I mean, he's doing a real good job with the team. You know,
he on the team now?
He's one of them. He's part owners. Yeah, he's one of the
like a majority or a minority.
I mean, I couldn't tell you the details on it, but you know, he's trying to get KG back involved. So you know,
that might work out because he got a good reach out to the people and stuff like that.
You know the saying. You know, what I mean, you get enough dogs in one building. You know, what I mean, even the cats start to bark. You know what I mean? So you put KG, Alex Rodriguez. You know what I mean? Put a couple dogs in there, they're gonna be all right. You feel me?
I feel like the Timberwolves are always gonna be the Timberwolves until they show me something. They like the Browns to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the Timberwolves, like they always have a squad. Like, well, not always, but a lot of they always come up with like a squad every few years, you know, and then they just fizzle out. You
know, because they ain't had no dog to build around.
They always get rid of the dog.
Last time they had a dog, we was making noise. You know, the T-Wolves making noise when the ticket was here.
The NBA don't even use dogs no more. The NBA's soft now. Like the way they play is weird. It's awkward. It's like I say like watching an NBA game is like watching ping pong.
True.
There's no like tonight's game. We didn't see nothing. Like we didn't see the teams doing any kind of system running. It's kind of just like we go down and shoot. Hopefully we make it. They go down and shoot. Hopefully we can stop them. It's just like back and forth. It's ping pong. It's like.
Yeah, them a lot of shots going up, but hey, I mean, this is their era. They doing their thing, you know. I don't want to take nothing away from these young guys, you know what I mean?
What they like 8th right now, 7th, 8th, or something like that.
You know, I'm talking about the NBA as a whole. You know what I mean? The way the game's changing, you know what I mean? It's analytical now. The mid-range shot is not a good shot, you know.
But
back when we were coming up watching basketball, you know, they had to throw the ball in the paint before anything went down. You know what I mean? And the game's just not played that way no more.
It's a copycat league now.
I mean, it's like always been a copycat, but you know.
No, because everybody had an identity. You know, like we had good like championship big men. We had championship forwards. We had championship guards. Now, it's just a guards game. Like even the big men play a guards position.
It's positionless basketball. Nobody has a position. Like it's positionless ball.
Like I watch basketball and it's like you can't tell what player plays what. Like they all look the same, they all weigh the same. Like there's no dominance. And Karl Anthony Towns, man, he a good player, but I think he need to toughen up a whole lot. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree.
He don't have that.
I can agree.
I'm scared to take it. Like tonight, he was the biggest man on the floor. Nobody was scared to go to the hole with him there. Like he don't got that feel like a Shaq, a Keem, or somebody like a big man would have. You know, but I'm not saying he trash or nothing like that. He just don't got the oomph to be the player that he should be.
For sure. Like, these players nowadays are not built for contact. They're not built for tough. You know what I mean? How those guys were back in the days. You know, you had the Charles Oakleys, the Shaqs.
Charles Oakley, was he even good, though?
Man, he'll put you on your ass. You went down to that hole, I bet.
That don't make you good. That just make you violent.
You know, but like, you know what I mean, those guys are built for tough. Those guys are running around, you know what I mean, 240, 250.
Right, yeah, but yeah.
You know, they got all these guys running around 215, you know what I mean, 220 max, right, you know.
This thing is 6'8", 185.
They running and gunning, you know, we can't take nothing from them, you know what I mean? Hey,
they doing their thing. That is the thing I will say. I ain't gonna try to take nothing from them because, like, you got to do what you got to do to be successful for your time. So, like, they doing what they doing to be successful. But you see the players that are successful are the ones that got that extra to their game.
But you know, in the league now, like, you know, every sport comes in trends. You know what I mean? There's going to be a time where, you know what I mean, the big man's going to take over the game near the basket. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be a big kid that nobody can do nothing with. You know
I see that. Yeah.
And basically, I feel like that big kid now is Joel Embiid, but he has game too. You know what I mean?
Right. I see what you're saying. Like, it more than likely probably going to revert back to how it was because you're going to have somebody that's so dominant on the inside that can't nobody stop him, and you can't go to the hole. Then everybody else going to need that big man. You know what I'm saying? And then it's going to revert to being like slow down, and then somebody going to come in kind of like a Jordanish pace where it's like, I'm coming to the hole, dunking on you. I'm coming outside doing my thing. Yeah, so I can see that. I can see what you're saying.
I remember like with the We Believe Golden State Warriors, those are the first guys that I seen play that small ball and have some success. You know, that was a team that was an A seed that took out the what was it, 1-seeded Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
Yeah, We Believe. Like they first started doing that small ball.
It was Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, right?
Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, Al Harrington. You know, I mean, Monte Ellis.
It was another dude on there. I can't remember his name. He had like little dreads, whatever.
Andres Biedrins,
nice.
Mikael Pietrus. Yeah, that was an influential team. You know, I enjoyed playing with them. You know, I think
who beat them next? Does the Lakers beat them?
No, I think the Jazz beat them.
The Jazz.
I want to say the Jazz beat them next. Jazz beat the dust off of them. You know what I mean? I feel like they won their championship when they beat the Mavericks. You know what I mean? That was their championship. Yeah. They celebrated them.
Yeah, because everybody thought the Mavericks was going to win that year.
Yeah,
the Mavericks had won like 69, 70 games or something like that.
Yeah,
that year.
Sure.
And everybody was like, "Yeah, they taking it this year." Because that was,
you know, after those guys, Phoenix started playing that small ball. You know, where they put Amari Stoudemire at the center, had Sean Marion running the floor.
Oh yeah, Steve Nash. You know, Sean Marion, the dude that shoot weird.
Yeah, he had
that weird ass.
He had the slingshot, but hey, that motherfucker ain't
y'all
broke.
Can't block this man's shot, bro. That shot come from his ankles.
Quick release.
Quick
release. Right. Shit. That motherfucker ain't broke. Don't fix it. Shout out to the Matrix, man. Like those was a lot of the athletes that we grew up watching. You know, Stoudemire.
I know the game's so different now, and you like having these conversations. I had conversations with my nephews, little cousins, stuff all the time. They like it how it is though.
Yeah. Because it's more entertaining. You know, that's why I enjoyed watching the Phoenix Suns back then, you know what I mean? Because I knew when I watched them, I'm going to see a team run up and down this floor, put up about 115 points, shoot, dunk, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's really fun to watch, you know what I mean? Like, they gave me a fit when they played my Lakers, but you know what I mean? Kobe put them boys away, but I mean, it's just a copycat league. They were so dangerous.
It's cool for somebody that doesn't inspired to play. Like if you watching it as a fan, as we are right now, it's fun to watch. But for a kid or somebody that's inspiring to play, you ain't gonna learn much watching.
No, not at all.
Like you're not gonna be able to go like that's a zone. They playing man. You know what I'm saying? That's a screen. Like they not learning that. Well, they can learn screen. Everybody run the same offense. Yeah, there's nothing that they really learning. It's
like
the
floor out, pick and roll.
Let's shoot.
Run and gun. You know, like, but hey, it's more efficient than you know what I mean. It's proven it's more efficient than.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it? Because I honestly think a lot of these teams
they're getting up more shots, more points.
Because they're getting up more shots. You know, they play against a physical team or a team. You could take like a lot of the All-Stars from today. You put them in the leagues that we know about. You know, like, and I'm not saying because we had some trash players back then. It's right now you got a lot of athleticism on the floor. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about you put the greats of today against the greats of before. I think the greats of before would wash today.
Yeah, that's a subjective statement. We'll never
because
get to the bottom of that.
I think the greats of before, they play both sides of the floor. You know what I'm saying? So if you do got the greats of today, they start getting hot. The greats of before, they know how to switch it up to be like, all right, we need to lock down on defense. Today, you wash over today. Like you have great teams. If they we gonna keep shooting until
it's hard. It's harder to play defense in today's game. It's like everything's spaced out, no
that,
crowds.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, you breathe on a guy the wrong way, he's shooting 2 fouls. So
yeah, we need to change them rules too. You see, look, that's a perfect example where they took out the foul for that thing where you reaching or they taking that foul out. You seen James Harden's numbers?
Oh, that reaching thing, that's a foul. You know what I mean? You can't be reaching in there. That's
no, I mean like when they're taking that
jumping
thing,
into a guy.
No,
like,
when they're taking and hooking each other's arms. Like how James Harden
they
do.
Take that out. They just took out the jumping in there because if motherfucker's out of position, got his hands on you, and you swipe through, that's still a foul. You're not gonna shoot.
Nah, see that's not what James Harden do. James Harden take you on the rodeo dance. Like you ain't even got here come grab you, and then they stop doing it. And you see his numbers have deplenished.
That's what great players do. They they find a way to change the game. You know what I mean?
That's not. I think to me personally, that's cheating.
You know what I mean? Just like no, they don't make rules after great players. You know what I mean? They have to take AI crossover away because what he do?
Body you up.
You know what I mean? He hit the goat with that. They're like, oh yeah, we gotta take this crossover out the game. That's not right.
But you see what I'm saying? But that's not cheating.
Then James Harden was putting up astronomical numbers. Like,
cheating.
Oh yeah, we gotta take this out the game. I mean,
but that's against the rules.
That's the Allen Iverson rules. A carry nowadays, carrying the ball is cheating. Like that's why that call came. The ball can't stop in your hand no more. Like you can't stop it.
But still, Allen Iverson you can take that away and he still got a game though.
If we can fact check this, you know what I mean.
And then we all know James Harden's step back jump shot is a travel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The pro hop or the hop towards the basket, they give you that because your momentum carries you.
I'm sensing a lot of hate coming from James Harden.
I don't like James Harden. I'd tell James Harden to his face I don't like him because his whole game revolves around cheating. That's cheating to me personally. Now, if you like him, then you be a fan. But I don't like his game because I feel
like he found a way to exploit the game.
It's cheating.
So, hey, he exploited the game.
That's cheating. That's cheat. Like, bro, you're doing things to bend. You're going against the rules and trying to make it seem like, oh, we're gonna change the rules. You know what I'm saying? The rule of that's like you grab me and then that's a foul on me. You step back, traveling is a rule. I'm not saying like somebody that's inventing something and going crazy with it. Like, bro, you literally going against what's in the rule book.
So when James Harden cheats, it's trouble. It's trouble. When Tom Brady cheats, he's the GOAT.
Because he is. It's just like that. Because he's white. No. Man.
Uncle Tom.
Man, Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Uncle Tom.
Go.
Charles Woodson the GOAT.
GOAT. Oh, you talking about that? Man, we were just watching the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was predictable, bro.
Yeah, we called it. We called this
everything. Right. There's a WWE. We were saying like, man, it's like the WWE.
Not to toot my own horn, but I knew when Matthew Stafford was going to go over there, I knew he was going to bring a chip home. You know what I mean?
We said that as soon as they traded him. We was
that's a prolific quarterback right there.
Rams.
Nobody.
Do you think Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I don't. Yet.
Yes. Just because it's a pass happy league and his every quarterback stats are inflated, you still can't take nothing away from him. You don't want that man to have the ball in the fourth quarter. Like when you still can't take nothing away from him.
There's a lot of. Matthew Stafford's a good quarterback.
Did you see that no look pass he threw to Cooper Kupp on the game?
Yeah, I did see that. But whatever. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer though.
I've been saying,
Yet. Okay. How many years you think Matthew
Stafford got? What John Elway is?
We had this conversation though. I said no. I said I didn't think John Elway was that good. You told me
if John Elway's in, Matthew Stafford is a walk-in. He's a shoe-in.
They might put him in there, but I'm talking about personally. They put a lot of people in the Hall of Fame. Like, it diminishes what being in the Hall of Fame really means to me.
Hey, it's just the way the game, like, everything's changing. Everything's evolving. We're not going to see them saying 10-6 slugfest no more. Nobody wants to watch that.
I'm not talking about you putting up numbers, bro. I'm talking about your impact on the game. Like, from the future generations, are they going to be able to look back and be like, I want to pad in my game after this person. Like, this person was an innovator. I'm sure that's how I feel.
I'm sure there's some young kid that would love to put on some Matthew Stafford tape. Like, wow, I would love to be able to do that because he got some highlights.
Yeah, I can't. Wasn't Matthew Stafford on the 0-16 Lions?
He was hurt.
That's what you're going with.
Thank you very much.
That's what you're sticking with.
Actually, they drafted him the year after they went 0-16.
Oh, okay. So that's my question.
No, they went 0-16, and he was the number 1 pick after that.
The year that was my question. All you had to do is say no. He wasn't on that team.
You know what I mean? I don't think so.
Dick ride.
I would have to double check. I
call it dick ride. But the best thing about the Super Bowl to me was the halftime show. That shit was lit.
I done watched that halftime show a billion times on 106 in Park, so I wasn't.
that was the top 5 for 106 in Park. That's why I was lit.
So I wasn't impressed. You know what I mean? It was a great show. You know what I mean? A bunch of influential characters. You know, a lot of innovative people.
I mean, like, everybody mad that
I grew up watching that. So.
Everybody mad that them people lined up as the lineup for the halftime show or whatever, right? But to be honest, the people that you had up there, you talking about Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Now, you know, like, we talking culturally, we wouldn't give a shit about LA if it wasn't for them. Nobody would care about them. Like, anybody that you know about, that we knew about before them, you would have been like, man, I'll rob them.
Yeah, it was John Kitna, who was the 0-16 team.
I don't even know who the hell he is.
Matthew Stafford came after him.
Okay. But yeah, but that's my question on that. But I'm back to this. Like, you had all these people saying all this stuff about how they didn't like the halftime show and this and that. But the shows in LA, you put the iconic people that made LA what it is today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you got a bunch of celebrities that like to say I'm out here in LA, but they really come from Compton. Right. You know what I'm saying? Oakland, all that. Like, they built LA.
If it wasn't for those guys, like, I don't think we would know where LA even was.
We wouldn't care about LA. All we would know about LA is Hollywood. Nobody cares about California like that. Them the people that made they put California on the map where we like, yo, all right, we rock with Cali.
To us.
To everybody. Nobody cared. Like, all you knew about California was actors and superstar type of, like, people in mainstream acting. Like, you know, like, and most of them people don't come from LA. We talk about they put the culture from the people that actually live out there for them to have a culture out there. You know what I'm saying? To, like, let the world know that, you know, LA got something to say. Like, LA, like, it's something out there in Cali. You know, doesn't nobody give a damn about Madonna and them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they was popping back then.
Pills. They was popping pills. They ain't popping nothing.
They wasn't popping pills. They was tooting their nose. Toot. That's what they was on. But yeah, I mean, the halftime show was great. It was a great show. I just didn't like the feedback that I was scrolling through on social media. I seen, you know what I mean, a lot of people calling it the N Fest, you know what I mean, the NIGGER Fest, you know what I mean. But it really don't offend me when people put the ER at the end. It sounds messed up, you know what I mean. Like, it don't offend me, you know what I mean. It just shows how ignorant they are, you know what I mean.
I don't like it.
Like, you're fucked up. It's when they throw the A at the end. Now I feel like they culture jacking, you know what I mean. Like,
I don't like either way. Like, but personally, I got two inserts. Like, you can't watch the halftime show, see a bunch of black people, and then be like, oh, it's the nigger fest or the nigger fest.
Right, but watch
because you watching the game and 80-90% of the players is black.
It's niggas, right? They accept our athletes, but they don't want to accept our culture.
Right.
You know, like, they don't accept the music that these athletes grew up to. Listen, I'm pretty sure
that made them athletes who they are. Like, they groomed them. On top of that, it's like, it ain't even the fact they accept our culture. They just wish it was theirs. They won't give you the credit for it. You know, like, you see them making TikTok videos and all these Facebook, all this stuff. Like, they like, they love to see you be entertainment. They don't like to see you be the leader.
Yeah, for sure. They don't want to see us.
You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of, because personally, you got a bunch of white folks that were saying all this stuff, but you got a bunch of black people up there that are moguls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre didn't only make music.
And don't get this wrong. I don't have nothing against white people. I love. You know what I mean? I love my Caucasian people.
I got two different. I look at them two different. That's why I tell you, like, I look at them like, if I call you like them white folks, that's different than white people. I think when they put the word people at the end, it takes the human aspect of what you're talking about. Yeah. So if I be like white people, I'm not talking about all white folks. Like, white folks is the ones that kind of got like a cultural background where they grew up around all different type of ethnicities, and you know what I'm saying, they accept everybody for who they are, and they know that I'm a white person, but you know, I still love everybody and I treat everybody equally. Now you got white people that just think they the cream of the crop, and they treat people because the world told them that they were something better. That's why I look at it, like it's way different for white folks. Like I'll be like, them white folks over there. And I don't mean like no gang affiliation, but you know what I mean, like white folks and white people. It's like, to me, it's like two different things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Because we grew up around a lot of them.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and racism wasn't that long ago. You know, so like, that's something that's going to be, you know what I mean, is bred into the next generation. That's something we're going to be dealing with for the next.
It seems like forever.
You know?
I hate the fact that they be saying stuff like that, though.
You know, but it is taught, though. Racism is taught.
It's taught, right? You learn that from the people before you.
You know, like, I was taught, you know what I mean, racial slurs and stuff from my people, because, you know, my people from down south, you know what I mean, they told me, hey.
I mean, yeah, and when I hear it like that.
That's things that was taught. Like, I was never, you know what I mean, I would never just grow up walking, you know what I mean, calling them, you know what I mean, whatever we call them, you know what I mean, whatever it is I want to call them, you know what I mean, that's something that was taught to me, you know what I mean, and it's still,
you can say it,
you know,
like that's the name. I mean, that's what we call them, you know. But I mean, what came first, the chicken or the egg? You know, like that's if you gonna say it, like that's the excuse that black people got. Like black people just aren't innately hating white people just because of their skin color. We hate them because of their actions that they did.
Right, there's animosity. There's
things that's like, oh, okay, well, fuck you too then.
There's animosity that will always be there. You know
so, like, when you got white people, it's like, why do you hate black people so much?
And then I feel like it's being taught all over again in February in schools, and, you know what I mean, the Black History Month segment, you know what I mean? Like, they're teaching white kids all over again, like, oh, this is what my ancestors did, you know what I mean? So maybe let me see if I can slip a nigger word in there.
And slap the shit out you.
And
you know I don't like it.
And get his teeth slapped in the back of his
you know
mouth,
I don't like that shit. What you say? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care what. If you're not black, I don't want you saying that. I'm that type of person. I'm that type of black person. Don't say it, because I feel like if you got respect for me, you would be like, it ain't me checking you. You would just be like, bro, I'm not gonna say nothing that's disrespectful to my guy or some people that I care about, because that's disrespectful. So like, even if my friends or somebody was like, oh yeah, man, you can say it. It's like, no, I wouldn't say it. The same way if you was to call a female a bitch.
For sure.
You know, like females call each other bitches all the time, friendly. But you can't say it because you ain't in that realm to say it. And if you got respect for it, you ain't gonna say it. Now, if you get mad and you say it, you said it because of that. But I know it's contradicting within itself, but still, it's like
that motherfucker slick when you mad, ain't it? That bitch word slick.
But
you have to start off every motherfucking sentence that way. Bitch! Bitch! Then you gonna end it with bitch!
Right. Stupid bitch! Right. All that's the whole sentence.
Like, no, my thing is with the ER, it's like, with the ER, it's like, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what my ancestors and them was called or whatnot. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm a very now and in the moment kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, that's stuff that, you know what I mean, my ancestors them dealt with. You know what I mean? So, like, I wasn't getting whipped on my back.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't out there picking cotton. You know, I'm 1,000% sure, you know what I mean, my ancestors and stuff were, but I can't, you know what I mean? I gotta get with the time. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? We got that when you got that white boy or white girl that's thinking they cool. You know what I mean? Hey, my nigga, this. Hey,
I'm gonna slap the shit out you.
Chill. But you know what I mean? I'm not about to, you know what I mean, go at it with a motherfucker who just ignorant. You know what I mean? Want to call me a nigger. You know what I mean? Okay.
Watch your mouth.
Shit.
No, some people got to pay consequences for things that come out their mouth. I don't give a damn. I know, and I get what you're saying. Like, I was never a slave. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the civil rights movement. I didn't live through Jim Crow. None of that. But I know about it. Our people teach us about it. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I would say about the Jewish community, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that are Jewish right now were never in the Holocaust. But you know what they teach their kids? Never again. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see when people say that shit, don't say something bad about Jewish or be anti-Semitic on TV, that should cancel their ass right away. Because as a group, whether they rich, whether they poor, it's never again.
Because who you think is the man behind all that? You don't think the Jewish man behind all that? You don't think the Jewish man was run? You know what I mean? Like nothing against Jewish people at all. You don't think, you know what I mean? Why do you think that stuff's getting canceled? Because Jewish people are in those seats
in position of power. Exactly. But that's how we should be. We have people in position of power, but we got a
muzzle and leash on them.
We have to cancel people the same way they do. And I'm saying but it goes to poor people too. The poor Jewish people, they agree, like, cancel that shit. Because their culture taught them after the Holocaust, that's one thing they learned. They even learned that within their churches and whatever they call them. They never again. You know what I'm saying? So when you even mention something where it sound anti-Semitic, they cancel you. Because they don't even want you trying to act like you preaching that shit. That's why I'm like, yo, you say the N-word, I'll slap you. Like, don't do it. Like, you have every right. If you want to say it, say it. But be prepared for the consequences for saying that shit.
You got a long list of people to slap.
Well, if you say it around me, let me put it like that. Like, if you say it over there and, like, you got black people over there that's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Then them same black people, I don't want to see them on TV or none of them shows almost some, oh, they were being racist. Man, you just sat there and let some white person call you all kind of niggas. Ain't trying to hear that shit. Like, I just don't rock with that. Don't. And then
also, Jewish people were never taken from their home, brought to another place, and completely washed their culture away. You know what I mean? They were still at home. They were getting fucked up at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were taken from one place, taught a whole new language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the culture.
Taught a whole new.
Women.
You know what I mean? All that. You know what I mean?
Men.
You know what I mean? So of course it's gonna take us a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Divide and conquer. You feel me? Like, they divided us, you know what I mean? They conquered us. So they took, you know what I mean, our people, you know what I mean, taught us this religion, taught us this, taught us that. As far as Jewish people, they had the religion, they had the culture, you know what I mean? You didn't see them white folks over there having plantations over in Africa. It would have never went down that way.
Exactly. If you know about anything about how slavery went down, the people that got slaves or did it, they that's why most people that were in the slave trade, they come from the coast because they couldn't go too deep into Africa to let people know that have that type of power, got them type of forces, because then there's going to be a war.
Sure. I didn't know that part. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff on Black history, you know what I mean, I need to get hip to myself.
But you know, I like that shit.
You know, but, you know,
Christopher who? I mean, learn about these people right here. Speaking of that, you know what I'm saying, I know we got another one that you say who your favorite Black history icon is, but might as well go ahead and tell them now, because we ain't gonna put it out there.
We're talking about the great Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, the GOAT.
You know, and it wasn't even for his social movement was very inspiring to me. But me, you know what I mean, I've been an athlete, you know what I mean, as far as I can remember.
This nigga was trash, though.
You know. Whether it was playing, you know what I mean, tackle football in the concrete, you know what I mean, or, you know what I mean, whatever.
Just having that dirt to know you can and let everybody know it. That's cool.
And Muhammad Ali, you know what I mean, was one of those guys, you know what I mean, that really spoke a lot of confidence into me, you know what I mean, because he always carried himself like, hey, I'm the baddest motherfucker in this room, you know what I mean, like, and you know what I mean, he could have rolled in here in his wheelchair, you know what I mean, I still feel like he the baddest man
baddest man alive.
You know what I mean, just that confidence, that aura, you know what I mean, that's one of them things that, you know what I mean, can't, you know what I mean.
You know, I got him on the wall.
Absolutely. Rightfully so.
One of my favorite icons, too. I mean,
rightfully so.
You know, mine right now, well, I got a lot of icons. Everybody know that. Like, I'm really black. Like, black. Like, y'all know me in that. Like, when it comes to our history, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I really, really like people that stood for something. Like,
and I was very moved by Thurgood Marshall as well.
Yeah.
Very moved by Thurgood Marshall, you know, going back, you know what I mean, getting people who didn't get fair, you know what I mean, representation, you know. Like, I was very, 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 you know what I mean, moved by him. I did a project on him about, like, in the 4th grade or whatnot. That was pretty cool.
That's what's up. You did it, or did somebody else do it?
No, I did it. It was solo. It was solo. I was going to elementary school here downtown Minneapolis, and we all had to
Mm-hmm.
I think like the teacher drew like some popsicle stick out the hat. You know what I mean? Everybody had to do a project.
Oh, then okay, yeah. Because like literally, y'all know as dumb as me and Cooper act, like this, he actually really smart. Like you can sit him down and he come up with a lot of shit. You be like, this nigga's smart. I know a lot of people like our friends and stuff. They like these niggas
Right.
assholes.
Yeah. You know, but you only gonna see what we show you. You know what I mean? And
Right.
you
Like
know,
so, I'm gonna say mine for today. I'm gonna say mine, Angela Davis. That's a queen right there. Angela Davis was cold.
Want to elaborate to the
You know what I'm
people
saying?
about
Angela
the great
Davis.
Angela Davis?
Yeah, Angela Davis, she was a Black Panther. And when they was going through all the things where they was trying to lock up Black Panthers and assassinate the Black Panthers, what they tried to do with her, they tried to lock her up for basically kind of like being a terrorist or basic, you know what I'm saying? And she went to the courts and represented herself and won.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
a
I'm saying?
powerful
She did
woman.
so much other stuff other than that, but that sticks out to me, especially when you know the court's gonna be against you anyway. But you go in there
Yeah.
and you fight the case so well, where they
Yeah.
we gotta let her go.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's,
Like
that's
she
a power. That's a
wins.
powerful, educated
You know what I'm
woman.
saying?
You know,
And like what she stands for. You know what I'm saying? And you being a part of the Black Panther movement when the Black Panther movement was really male dominant. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people that are in the Black Panthers a lot of them were like Muslim men, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, or gangs,
You know what I
like
mean, teaching us our culture again. You know what I
right,
mean?
trying to
'Cause that's where we
reinvent.
came
And
from.
then you have a strong woman like her come out the dirt basically, because that's what they used to treat people of our color, and like she just stood for something more than just being what they call today like a feminist. Like Angela Davis was just for the people. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? She wanted you to be a stand up person, like, and represent us as a whole, whether you man or a woman. You know, you got a job to do. That's how I feel
Absolutely.
with my son. Like you gotta like when not only just being black, like just being having our last name, like you got a job to do. I know
Absolutely.
you got a life to live. I let you live your life, but understand every time you walk out this door, you representing your family too.
Absolutely.
And that's how I feel with my son and my maybe future children or whatever the case may be. Like, yo, we got a job to do. That's just the case. That's just what it is. Like, you got to stand up for what's right, be as black as you positively can be,
Right.
and represent us in a light in which they think that you can't be represented in. You got to be black. Because that other shit, that being dumb and acting crazy, that's not being black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even us as black people, black folks, like we don't look at them and go like, yeah, that's how we is. We look at them the same, like that's these motherfuckers stupid. Now if you doing something and it comes to the point where you got to do what you got to do,
Right.
nobody gonna call you dumb, whether you selling drugs, game. Like sometimes you grow up in these environments,
Right.
but it's your mentality for why
Right.
we call you
Right.
dumb.
The life you choose comes from lack of options. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like sometimes like the life you really choose comes from lack of options. You know, like how you just said it, like, oh yeah, so me and you we clown around, but we're actually like really smart people.
Intelligent, right?
You know what I mean, all like a couple people we just named for like, you know what I mean, our, you know what I mean, people influence us. You know what I mean, in the Black History movement, those are smart, intelligent people. That's not stuff that was really pushed on young African American period for us to be like educated and be smart. You know what I mean? It's cool for us to be smart. It's cool for us to be nerdy. You know what I mean? And that's probably the reason why I am the way I am, because I didn't think it was cool. You know what I mean? To
Right.
be this smart kid. You know what I mean? I
To
had
be a
teachers pull
nerd.
me to the side like, hey man, like, bro, like this is like Harvard material. Like you know you don't gotta act like that, right? You know what I mean? But I'm a product of my environment. You know
I
what I mean?
have plenty. Right.
I'm about to, you know what I mean?
Plenty of teachers come up and say that shit to me, like, yo, like, why you so bad? Why you such an asshole? But you do the work just like that. Like it's so easy for you.
Right, you know, like
Like I'm just
I
silly
wasn't, you know what I
sometimes.
mean? Like I wasn't pushed in the same direction as a lot of the other kids were, you know what I mean? Like they probably had parents who probably pushed them to be engineers, be lawyers, be this, be that. Like
Right.
my dad, you know what I mean? He's a very smart guy, but he didn't spend his time, you know what I mean, raising me. He had to spend time, you know what I mean, to make sure I had a roof over my head, food in my stomach, money in my pocket, clothes in my back.
That's what's up.
So,
Shout out to Big Coop.
So, you know what I mean, he was out the picture. Oh yeah, big shout out to Big Coop. You know what I mean? Big shout out to him. So like he was kind of out the picture. So I was kind of like, at that point, you know what I mean, I'm a product of my environment, you know what I mean? Even like the teacher, like you come from a good home, you know, your dad's a hardworking guy, this and this and that. He's a smart guy. We talking about like he's at work. I'm outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a product of my environment. You know what I mean? What I'm around is me. Like you know what I mean? Like you say, you put enough. You know what I mean? You put enough dogs in the room. Even the cats don't start to bark. You know what I mean? You put me around a bunch of dogs. What you think gonna happen?
I ain't finna right. I'm
Right,
not finna tuck my tail.
You know what I mean? You put me around a bunch of dogs.
I'm
not gonna come out that motherfucker. A motherfucker. A Siamese cat. I'm coming out of
I'm gonna
motherfucker.
be a dog, right? I'm gonna be a dog.
Coming out of
I'm gonna be the biggest dog.
Right, the biggest dog. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
shit.
I ain't gonna give my daddy really no shout outs on here, but I tell you that my father's situation is kind of like, man, fuck that guy. You know, like, but in all, I will say my father is the reason I am who I am today.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, sometimes people you have to make a choice where you like, either you gonna make the excuse to be like, oh, I didn't have my dad in my life, so I'm gonna that's my excuse for why I fail.
Yeah.
Mine was the complete opposite. Like, I ain't have my dad in my life, and I'd be damned if I run into this nigga in the future. Yeah, and I'm a failure.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to, like, when I was younger, no cap, like when I was younger, my whole mindset was like, yo, when I see my dad, I'm gonna slap his ass. But you can't be a bum and slap a nigga. You know, it would prove no point. So it's like I want to be up. Like I never hold my head low. I've never acted as if I didn't have. Even though like people that know me, like y'all know, like me and my mom lived in shelters. You know what I'm saying? Lived on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never let my dad get that satisfaction to be like, yeah, if I was in his life, yeah, nigga, if you was in my life, nothing. So I won't, like, when I run into him in the future, I'm gonna look at him and he gotta look at me. You gotta look at me as a man, eye to eye. And I can go, ha ha. You know what I'm saying? Because sure. I remember, and I will say, my father's, a lot of his family members are cool. Like my Uncle Finish, my dad's brother. Like, Alicia's even talked to him. Like, him and I believe his ex-wife or his wife at the moment. I'm not sure about that situation, but they was really cool. And that's the reason why they the reason why I didn't snap on their family. Because I end up getting their number from a friend of my uncle's. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, call this number. So I call, mind you, I'll break the story down. Like, I don't know my dad. Grew up without my father. I met him one time in my entire life. He walked out my life, never came back. If you tune into my book and you buy the hard copy, you'll get that story. But
definitely tap in.
But so forth, like I've never met him one. I've never had a really long interaction with him. Met him one time. He walked out my life and never came back. Never claimed me and did whatever he was doing. And throughout life, you know what I'm saying, as being a boy, you always want to meet your dad. If you ain't never met him, you always would just kind of want to know, like, yo, I want to,
right? I mean, you can't even put a face to him, you know,
right? And like, you just want to know, like, you know, the size of your mama and them family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get this from my mama, and but it's like there's this other thing to you. So it's like I always wanted to kind of meet him. So I think I was in college. I was like 2 years in, and I ended up getting their numbers. The first number I called was his sister. I can't remember her name. I think it's Doretha or something like that. And when I call, I'm speaking to her, and she's like, well, why haven't you tried to contact him before? And I'm like, I have. I just was never able to get a number. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And what pissed me off is she was like, well, are you trying to get something? What do you want? I'm sitting in my brand new car. I'm chilling. I'm on this shit. Right. And I wanted to go off. If any, you know me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When I hear it, I wanted to snap when I heard that shit. Alicia was in the car with me, and I'm sitting there like, and I'm like, you know what? I'm busy right now, so I'm going to talk to y'all later. And then I'm looking at the other number, which is my uncle's number. And I'm like, do I want to call him? Because I'm in the kind of the mood where it's like, fuck this family. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them niggas over there.
For sure.
But I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to call him. I called my uncle. And my uncle had ran out for a little bit, but his wife answered. It was a completely different vibe. Like, yo, your uncle been wanting to hear from you. Like, he been waiting on this call. If you could just hold on the phone, just hold on for a minute. And I'm chit-chatting with his wife or whatever for a little bit. And she was real open. You know what I'm saying? Just like, oh, we want to see you. If you can, we'll send for you. I'm like, I can find my way out there, and she's like, "Oh, your uncle come in." My uncle comes in, and he talking to me, and it felt like family. You know what I'm saying? It was way different. It wasn't that same vibe I got from before, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And I still keep in touch with my uncle and a few other family members right now today. But as far as my father goes, or the sperm donor goes, it's like, the only reason why I would want to know you is for my son and my future children's sake. But other than having like a real relationship with you, bro, I don't think I would. And I don't respect you as a father. I think you a coward. I kind of look at him like that. Like, you a coward. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I was to meet you and you were disrespectful, you're not going to get father treatment. I'm going to bust your ass.
Oh, no.
That's how I feel with him. So, like, that's just how I was raised with a father. But shout out to all the women that was in my life, you know, that made me to the man that I am today, because they did do a good job to, you know, take care of me and make sure that I grew up with the right sense of mind, even though I did some dumb shit growing up.
Absolutely. Miss Hemmings did her thing with you. For
you know
sure. For shit show. So, like, if your father were to walk down here right now, how do you think that conversation would go? Will it be animosity, you holding a grudge towards dude, or, you know, because I honestly, like, I feel like that's a hurt, you know what I mean, that you're going to have to let go.
I'm not hurt. I'll let you know that right now. Like, if I was, that's why I said, like, if I could have a conversation with the man. Like, if I was to run into him and have a conversation with him, my question would just be like, man, what was going through your mind? You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard to try to be a father, you know what I'm saying, or for that pressure, and that's a whole different ballgame. I would never run out on my son,
right? And
that's his thing.
Yeah, that's a conversation. I feel like, you know what I mean, God willing, if you ever, you know what I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
track this guy down, you know what I mean, that's the conversation y'all gonna have to have. You know
that's
what I mean?
My only feeling is, like, bro, just if I meet him and he disrespectful, you don't get that father,
right? Because you like, you know what I mean, you don't know what he was going through. There's never no excuse to walk out in your kid's life.
30 years,
you know what I mean. You don't. You know what I mean?
30 years. I didn't live that far from this nigga.
I mean, like I said, there's never no excuse for that. But you know what I mean. At the end of the day, shit, that's your sperm donor. That's your daddy.
I mean, I can sit down and have a conversation with him and be understanding, and you have a dialect.
Exactly, but it'll never be daddy son type shit.
No, never.
No, because he didn't raise you. I feel it.
Right, like,
I most definitely feel it.
I be like, yo, yeah, what's like that's cool, and I'll be like, yeah, I could tell my children. I'll even be cool with my kids, and I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know him like that. I wouldn't visit him like all the time. Wouldn't send him no gifts on Father's Day for what?
Right.
You got 30 years worth of shit to make up for. You know? But I don't have any animosity towards you. The only reason why I'll slap the shit out of him to this day is if I was talking to him and he was to be disrespectful to me, because you don't have the father role to me.
Right.
That essence of being a dad. You know?
Right.
Like
you
your dad.
You don't have that authority at all.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your dad was to say something to you, you would be humble. Like, yeah, that's Pops.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? If he was to say something out of line to me, I'd whoop his ass right now. Like, what?
For sure.
And it's coming. We going to blows. What you say?
And that's just a sad, harsh reality, because you know what I mean. Like, you know me, I grew up, you know what I mean, with a single father. My father raised me. You know what I mean. My mom did what she had to do. You know what I mean. Like, my mom was like always like, you know what I mean. She was there, but she was more so like, you know what I mean.
Your mom to go.
Like she was more so like, you know what I mean, more so like somebody like to keep it real with me, because she knew like, okay. He grew up fast, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He growing up with his daddy, you know what I mean? I'm not about
from the streets.
I'm not, you know what I mean?
The Master P.
Right, you know what I mean?
She from the streets.
Mom's is thugging, you know what I mean? Like, shit, I got my dog from my mom. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I got that dog from that lady, you know what I mean? If anybody out there, y'all know my daddy, you know my dad, you know what I mean? Smart guy. Worked in nursing homes, hospitals, laid back, did what he had to do, you know what I mean? So
player at, like, your dad, that's your dad. He's like, your dad a player, bro. Big Cooper player, bro.
Shout out to Pops, taught me the game at an early age, you know what I mean? Like I say, like my mom's, you know, she was there, but, you know what I mean, she kind of, like, you know what I mean, to this day, like, my conscience is my mom. That voice in my head, that's my mom. But, you know what I mean, it was just always different for me, because I grew up with my dad, you know what I mean? Majority of my friends, you know what I mean, African Americans, even my Caucasian friends, a lot of them didn't have fathers in the household, you know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, my case was it was like a rare thing, you know what I mean? Like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm going to the crib. They'd be like, you know what I mean? Like, your mom ain't, you know what I mean, cooking dinner and stuff tonight? And I'm like, nah, like, my dad's at work. I got to do all that by myself, you know what I mean? It's like, it was just, like, always different. Like, you know what I mean? I tell folks that I live with my dad, you know, they kind of shocked, like, You got one of those? You know what I mean? Which is sad, you know what I mean? But like I feel like our generation as black men now, we're doing a whole lot better job, you know what I mean, being present in our kids' life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So shout out to, you know what I mean, everybody, black, white, you know what I mean, you there for your kid. Huge shout out to you.
Best dad that you can be.
Because, you know, it's just all about effort, you know what I mean, when it comes to being a parent. You don't got to spend the most money. You don't got to have the biggest bag because your kid's always going to look at you like you one of the coolest things that's like, walking this earth. You know what I mean? You just got to be present. You know what I mean? Like, our kids are older, you know what I mean? So, like, I wouldn't say older, but, you know what I mean? They're growing up now to become, you know what I mean, the young men that they're growing into be. And they really don't be wanting shit to do with us, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They just vibing by themselves. They do their thing, they gone. Like, we gotta check on them. What y'all doing? What you up to? Like, you know what I mean? I have to FaceTime my son from downstairs, upstairs. Hey, boy, what you doing, man? Like,
leave me alone. Boop.
Right, you know what I mean? He'll hang up on me. Like, that little sucker.
Well, my nephew's a gamer.
That little sucker, he called me today. He's like, hey, you know what I mean? You'll give me your, You'll download this game for me on my iPad? I'm like, yeah, I got you. He's like, but it costs $5. I'm like, well, I'm not about to give you my credit card information for you to put it in. Like, I'll come download it. Right. Like, I'll come download it for you. But you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of relationship, you know what I mean, that you know what I mean, I love with my kid, you know. So, like I say, it's not about the biggest bag you spend, you know what I mean? It's not about being a Santa Claus 365. It's literally just about, you know what I mean, being present,
being there.
Just being there. You know what I mean? Like going to football practices, going to football games, you know what I mean? Taking them to, you know what I mean, a carnival, you know what I mean?
Conversations.
Right, having a small conversation, you know what I mean? Those car rides and stuff.
Building stuff with them, just doing stuff they interested in. Like, even if that should, like, my son like to do a lot of shit that I'm not interested in. I still do it just because.
Being a parent, it ain't easy, but that shit damn sure ain't hard either. You know what I mean?
It's not hard.
You know, like if you know what I mean, if you're willing and you know what I mean, willing and able to be present, just be present. You know, that's all it takes. You know me, like the mother of my child, you know what I mean, separate homes, we're separated, you know what I mean, we still figure it out. Like, okay, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? I'm not around my kid 24/7. He's not around me 24/7, but you know what I mean, I still make that effort, you know what I mean, to go get him, to make sure he spends time with me, you know what I mean, and be present in his life, you know what I mean, make sure, you know what I mean, he has the things that he needs and things like that. That's not hard at all, you know what I mean?
I can't stand my son, mama. I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro.
Man,
I'll kick her down some stairs.
I'm not even gonna get into the baby mama drama, bro.
No.
That'll be for a whole nother little segment right there. I feel like your baby mama pretty decent though. You know
I'll just play. You know, me and Alicia, we get along just fine.
Your baby mama decent. She's, you know what I mean.
Sometimes she does things that irritate me.
She's
got never had that. We never have children problems.
She's got little people syndrome. That's all. You know what I mean. Little people always got them.
Yeah, little people. Do they have small brains?
Do you? Little person?
Just because you was born a giant.
Actually, I wasn't born this way. You know, puberty did me some good. You know what I mean? They always called me Lil Cooper, you know, because I was always a little nigga. But niggas had the heart of a lion, though, you know.
Couldn't fight a lick.
Sure couldn't.
I mean, I'm not going to say that because you basically the security. People got to know that he can fight.
Hey, no, I can't. No, I can't.
We're okay. We ain't okay, y'all.
I'm going to ball up.
I'm gonna run. Bro, if somebody hit you and ball you up, I'm running. And you better not be mad. Like, why you leave me out there? What they did to you?
Hey, I'm not speaking on nothing about none of that. You know what I mean? Hey. Just know I ain't gonna go sweet.
Man, shaking the block. Man, I think that we got anything else that we need to talk about, like before I get into how we end our show, we do it with our missing girls.
Absolutely.
But I think we covered a lot, man. That was crazy. That was really good too.
Back home.
Yeah.
We did cover a lot, you know what I mean?
It just basically you needed the introduction.
Pleasure being here. Pleasure being here. Hopefully, you know what I mean, y'all gotta get used to my face, you know what I mean? I know it ain't too easy on the eyes, but hey, I'm here, you know what I mean? Ugly niggas is taking over.
Out here for real. You got dark skin nigga with light skin attitude. Okay.
Hey.
What you finna say?
No, I became more in tune with my emotions, you know what I mean? Us growing up as black men, we weren't allowed to show emotions. Only emotion we were allowed to display was anger. Shut the fuck up. Why you crying? I'm gonna give you a reason to cry. So you know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? I kind of like Gotta
Well, we sitting
identify.
on the couch already, so you want to talk more?
You know what I mean? No, I'm
How
cool.
How was your Valentine's Day?
I sat that one out.
You did? I heard little boo. Your boo got you a PS5.
Come on, man.
That's
you know I was just
crazy.
trolling, bro. I was my Valentine. I got me that.
I know.
Come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Can't nobody else take care of you, but you can take care of yourself.
I didn't get shit for Valentine's Day. I didn't even get a text message, a Facebook tag, Instagram post. Nobody was like, will you be my Valentine? I didn't get none of that shit.
Yeah, I had to sit this one out, you know.
Even though I didn't give it to nobody else, so I can't be mad. All right, man, let me get into what's important, because them hoes ain't important, but these women are. Our first missing woman that we got right now is Aaliyah Talley-Morris. Oh, you can't hear me?
I can, but you were up close and personal.
That's what the point was. Aaliyah Talley-Morris, missing. She's been missing since February 8th of this year, 2022. She's now 17 years old, from Bladensburg, Maryland.
Yeah.
She's a black woman, complexion medium, brown skin, height 5'2", weight about 120 pounds, hair color black, shoulder length, eye color brown. The last place that Aaliyah was seen was at Bladensburg High School on Tuesday, February 8th of 2022 of this year. If anybody got any information, you can call 911 or 1-800-THE-LOST, and we can try to get that information in if anything extra, if Aaliyah ends up found before.
Please do. It takes a village. You know,
Right. Everybody get in tune to it. And also, before we get into the next one, I want to say thank everybody for helping our family find or posting about my little cousin Genesis, which she was found. And I'm thankful for that. But I want to thank everybody for y'all help. Like, we had hundreds of and a bunch of shares, and everybody was tuning in and posting her. And then we found her, so she was found. I want to say thank you to everybody for that. So thank you, and then Coop, you can read out the next
God
one.
is good. Our next missing young lady is KaeLoni C. Davis. Missing date February 2nd of this year, 2022. Her age now is 14. Missing city, Las Vegas, Nevada. Gender female, race black, complexion medium, height about 5'6", weight about 150. Her hair color is brown, hair length and short, eye color brown. Last location seen, KaeLoni was last seen in the 400 block of East Twain Avenue on February 2nd, 2022 at approximately 8 p.m. Like you say, if you have any information, please call 911 or contact 1-800-THE-LOST. Thank you, guys. Remember, it takes a village.
Yeah, and all that information we also tag at the bottom. So this has been another episode of Let's Find Out. So let's find out.
And I'm out this bitch.
Since nobody wanna make